Dez Bryant, who wore 88 for the Cowboys, of course, pushed on Twitter for the Cowboys to go get unhappy Raiders receiver Davante Adams. I, for one, didn't appreciate what Dez was saying between the lines about the current number 88 for the Cowboys. But, Michael Irvin, you were the 88 for the Dallas Cowboys. What was your reaction to Dez pushing for Davante?
That was interesting. This was interesting now. Now, if I was not who I am, I would take something to that also. I say that because of this. We have an 88 club, group text.
Yeah.
We text all the time.
And it's Drew Pearson.
Drew Pearson, Dez, me, and CeeDee Lamb, and, of course, Post Malone, the honorary 88 clubber. So we were always group texting. After every game, we send some kind of love towards CeeDee. And I've seen the text that Dez sends towards CeeDee all the time after the game. After the last game, Dez or Drew, the kind of game he has. So I know, since I have that insight, I say, okay, this isn't what it looks like, but I got to talk to it anyway. It's so funny because when we were in here, somebody making that statement would be an indictment on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we would have taken it that way, as an indictment on us. We need no help. I got this, I can handle this. But the game has changed now. And the reality is, I thought about this and I said, I know it's financially almost impossible.
It is.
But the reality is, Philly has 3 now. Philly has 3 number 1 draft picks at wide receiver. 3. That's how many they have. That team we just slaughtered last week, the Chargers, they got 3. You know what I mean? 3 top receivers.
Slaughtered? I want my 3 points,
Okay, I just
Michael.
said that. I thought you were going to catch that.
I was just waiting for you to give me a window to catch it.
Well, and that person that just sent that tweet, thank you for catching, talking about we have to play them. No, we get to play them. He's saying have to like we scared. Great job on your part. I got to give you that love.
Yesterday saying that they were scared. You said that, not me.
No. Let's get back to
that they were sensitive and didn't want people in the locker room.
Right.
That was you.
They're sensitive. They're sensitive to the media talk. I'm telling you, don't worry about it. Take that, and we'll address that later, too, and I will get them understanding how they should see all things. It's not what happens to you. It's how you see what happens to you that's going to make the difference right here. And that's what we're talking about right here. When you talk about these Cowboys, come on, man. This Cowboy team right here, Davante Adams would be insane when you think about that. Think about this here.
Of course.
Davante Adams plays outside all the time.
Yes.
Where is the Cowboys weak? Outside. I don't want to say weak. Where do we need more production?
It's already out there. You already said weak. It's out there, Michael.
All right. My neighbor across the street, come across the street and say, Michael, what did you say? You know what? We need some help on the outside. Davante Adams is a natural outside receiver. Doesn't play much in the slot. They move him in the slot every now and then. He played 12 plays last week just to move him around because people are trying to double team him. But he really doesn't play that much in the slot. And him and CeeDee Lamb would be an incredible matchup. And it's not taken as it was before because now everybody has 3. It's like the NBA. You used to only have 1 star. Now they got 2. Now they're working on 3. So I don't have any problem with it. If the Dallas Cowboys can make this work some kind of way where CeeDee and Davante gets together and say, listen, we want to do this kind of like those boys got together in Miami, and we know we're going to have to give up a little bit of money to make sure we get it done. But we look on the back end because now you can take a heed to all of that. We get unfairly criticized because I can get Davante Adams over here and we win Super Bowls, and all that unfairly criticism that piles on top of us going to be the same hill that we stand up on and say, we are champions. So that's what I'm talking about. Absolutely, you will get if you can get Davante Adams, you should do that.
How?
Well, first of all, I don't know. In you on the group text, I'm not, but I don't know that Dez was necessarily speaking to the Cowboys should go get Davante Adams. I felt like Dez is just saying, I feel your pain because I was treated the same way in Dallas when I was there. That's kind of the way I took it.
Okay.
He wasn't saying Dallas should go get Davante Adams. He was responding to Davante Adams situation with the Raiders in his statement that he or his press conference or wherever the statement came from yesterday. I think that's what it was.
We're going to
but he
address that
said
later.
Cowboys, like we'll take you.
Yeah, but he just put up the eye emojis as to say, I went through the same thing with wins and losses and wasn't featured enough to help my team get the wins. I think that's what he was saying, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. If the Cowboys were...
He's saying it to Davante?
Yeah, like if you... I'm signing off on what you say, Michael, by using the eyes and the emoji. I hear you. I see what you're saying because I had the same issues with Jason Garrett when I played for the Cowboys, because I don't see where he's saying, go to the Cowboys, we need to get you. I don't see that. Maybe you do. It's certainly a sexy conversation when you mention Davante Adams to to the Cowboys. First of all, it's not going to work from an economic standpoint, Michael. You mentioned what they were able to do in Miami. There's only one guy that gets a check in Miami right now. That's Tyreek Hill. Waddle doesn't get a check. He's still on his rookie deal. No. Now, when you look at CeeDee Lamb...
Well, I was talking about the Miami Heat, but those players coming together and making a decision to take less money so they can win a championship.
Okay, I thought you were talking... You said Miami.
And that's my fault. I should have said the Miami Heat.
Okay, whatever it is, from a numbers standpoint, it's very difficult to be able to have Davante making 30, and now CeeDee Lamb just, he'll be at 30, close to 30, because that's just where the market is at. When you're tying up $80 million for the room, okay? Because you got to pay Cooks, you got to pay Davante, you got to pay CeeDee, Gallup, whoever the number 5 receiver is. So when you put that in one pot, that's $80 million or so tied up in one position. I don't necessarily know that Jerry and the Dallas Cowboys will want to do that. On top of that, you are now going to have to surrender high draft picks if you could ever make the economics work.
Because remember, when he moved from Green Bay to the Raiders, it cost a first and a second. Okay, so the Raiders are going to want a first and a second.
They're going to want some of that back.
Well, I think they'd want it all back.
So that's a high price to pay on top of the economics. Now, he would certainly help the passing game out, and he probably would bring some sort of mental strength because, as you eloquently has given me knowledge, Michael, about the sensitivity and the softness in their locker room.
Don't try that.
He certainly would bring a tough attitude to a group of receivers that, based on your knowledge, need that help. He would bring leadership. But I don't know that they can get that done. I just don't.
Okay.
No, why would the Raiders do it?
Yeah.
He's your best player.
And they just won a couple of games in a row.
They're 3-3.
Yeah, they're 3-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll answer that.
All right, my turn.
Next.
I've told both you guys, to me, Davante is still the best receiver in pro football as we speak, because you want to talk about coming out of breaks? Wow. He is uncoverable.
So great in training.
And again, for all those years in Green Bay, he had Aaron, and Aaron could just throw it in the area code, and he would just find it, go get it.
Yeah.
And now he's struggling a little bit with Jimmy G, and he's not been included in the offense. I get all that. But maybe I'm reading too much into what Dez was tweeting, and I appreciate the fact that you're telling us about the group text. But it came across between the lines like you're sending a message to CeeDee, you are not living up yet to 88. That's what came across to me. You're not fulfilling your destiny that number pins on you, because you know how it feels to wear that number after Drew wore. Listen, Drew Pearson, for the younger viewers out there, you want to talk about making big catches at big moments. That when you hear about Hail Marys, Roger Staubach threw a Hail Mary, and Drew, I don't know how he caught it. He pushed off a little bit, but he pulled it off. But he made all the biggest catches for Roger Staubach in all those glory days. Okay, so the point is, this number is hallowed. It is. This man took it all the way to the Hall of Fame. Dez had his moments, but he never quite lived up to, obviously, what Michael Irvin did. And now the onus and the responsibility and the legacy falls to CeeDee. I'm bullish on CeeDee. I thought he had a huge game. They threw him 7 footballs, and he caught all seven of them. I mean, you can't get much better than that, which brings me back to Davante. I want to deal with why he is unhappy, and I wanted to read you guys a quote. You both, obviously, former superstar receivers, and it is a diva position because it's dependent. You're stuck. Right. You're beholding to everybody around you to get you the football. Right place, right time. And so sometimes you go long stretches and you can't get the football because it just goes south for you. Mm-hmm. It's everybody else's fault that you don't get the football.
Better believe it.
All right, so there you go. All right, so I'm going to show you. This is what Davante said yesterday about his lack of footballs. He said, I'm sure people are thinking they won the game, so why is there an issue? He told the reporters this. When you're a player like me, mentally, my benchmark is not wins and losses, it's greatness. So when I go out there, I expect to have that ability to put that on the table and have an influence on the game. That's my purpose for being here. I came here to win and do it the right way. So if it doesn't look like it's supposed to look, then I'm going to be frustrated if I'm not part of that plan. You with me? So he's saying it's not about wins and losses. He says it's about, in the end, his greatness. Well, I thought they at least go hand in hand, right? The quote doesn't come across right to me because I don't think either of you would have said that. It's not about wins and losses. It's about my impact.
I speak wide receiver very fluently. And what he is saying here is he wants to be a part of the winning. He doesn't want to stand out there and be a cardboard cutout.
Yep.
He was brought there to help the team win. It's not about the numbers and about being selfish.
Yep.
It's about being a part of it. One of the things that was just so great for me in my career is as I say, when I died and went to heaven with Bill Parcells, man, one of the things that he always came up to me and said, hey, man, it's not going to be your day today. You're going to have to figure out something else. Okay? And I remember Atlanta. We playing in Atlanta in 1998. And I caught a few balls, but it wasn't getting ready to be that day. He said, but what I need you to do is I need you to dominate Cornelius Bennett. Think about that for a minute, Skip. Okay? And Cornelius Bennett will tell you to this day what happened to him when that was my assignment. Okay? It was water bucket time for him with me. And so it was a mission to keep me engaged in the game.
To do what to him?
Continue to just block him at the point of attack. At the point of attack.
Not a cornerback.
That's a big dude.
But I used to go dig him out.
Skip.
I used to go dig him out.
That's why I'm laughing.
And Cornelius Bennett would attest to that. He would attest to that and let you know. But that's the way your mentality has to go.
Okay, did that satisfy you?
Oh, I was good.
Okay.
I was good because the
he thrived on stuff like that.
The communication with the head coach to tell me, it ain't gonna be your day.
Did you win the game?
Yeah, we won.
Okay,
I was
well,
good.
that took it. That made it all okay.
But if we did not win the game, it was getting ready to be problematic.
I agree.
I mean, that's just the reality of it.
That's it. But let me speak to this, Key, because you spoke on it, and I was glad you opened it up. The time Key and I did have that little thing, Key brought this up. When I had that little thing with him, when I said something, he said, "Hey, I'll talk to you about that." We talk, and then
this is when he was playing and you were
right. Then Key said to me, "Michael, you know you can't block like me." I was like, okay, you got me there. You're right. You know, he made sure he brought that. He said, I'm part of all of it, but I couldn't block. I wasn't willing to block like you. You're right. I wasn't going to risk that shoulder going in there hitting Cornelius Bennett like that and then not be able to catch that 5 route in that bang 8. You're right about that. So we brought that. That's when he brought that back up. So when you came to me then, I was laughing about it because I remember that discussion, that strong discussion we had, and you mentioned that. Let me go back to a couple things here that I want to bring up because you guys asked the question, why would the Raiders do that? And we're talking about why the Raiders would do that. First of all, let's think. This is Josh McDaniels. This is Josh McDaniels. Where did he come from? Bill Belichick. What is he building this team in the image and likeness thereof? You got to do it Josh McDaniels' way, which they would like to title the Raiders' way, just like he had the Patriots' way. Yeah. What receiver, outside receiver in his system did great things in Josh McDaniels' system? I don't know what took so long for this problem to get here. I already knew in the beginning when they made that decision to bring Josh McDaniels over that this problem was coming because his offense don't bring out any big-time outside receivers unless you're Randy Moss. And the only way Randy Moss had the year he had is because he had Tom Brady with him, and they did that old adios thing, that I'm throwing my hand up and I'm gone. So now he got to go deep. And Davante Adams ain't Randy Moss. He's not just throwing hands up running by people. He is beating people in routes. And he expects you to design the play around him first. And if he's not open, then you go somewhere else. I have no issue with this. Now, let's speak to him talking. I think Davante, even in sharing this, I don't mind him wanting more opportunities. I want you to share and couch this right and be careful how you speak on it. I don't mind with anything he said. There's one word he missed. One word in that whole statement that he missed, and the word is only. He should have said, I don't only want wins and losses. I want to also be great. I think about greatness. I don't only think about wins and losses, but you must focus on the wins and losses. On the wins. On the wins is what we have to focus on. It must be all of our desire, no matter if we desire something else when we originally in the genesis of coming in. If you came in to be famous, you came in to be rich, you came in for girls, whatever, we can get all of that if we focus on winning. That was Jimmy Johnson's thought. I don't care why you came. If everybody focus on winning, everybody can get what they want. So that's what Davante has to understand. You focus on winning, you can get what you want. You'll get more opportunities, you'll make more money. I understand being great, but being great is only great when it ends up in championships, because nobody remember the greatness quite the same if it doesn't end up with some rings. That's all I'm saying. But that's why you can also get Davante, because why is Josh McDaniels going to have this disgruntled guy out here speaking when he's trying to build something the Patriot way and make it the Raider way? And that ain't got nothing to do with the Patriot way. So now he's up cheap, and we can get him.
Great wishful thinking.
I'm just saying it only like that, right? If it does, though, it'd be insane.
Don't steal my nephew or something.
Will you push for Cortland Sutton, again, an SMU kid who might be available right now in Denver?
I like Cortland Sutton,
okay,
too.
but he would come in as a 1A to CD's 1. I don't think there'd be any ego clash there, right?
It's a good, man, you need a big red zone target.
Well, you do. I would agree.
Davante would be heavy.
Y'all was so smart, y'all to sign Julio.
Davante, listen, man. Julio. Davante, you don't even know what it's like to be a Cowboy wide receiver winning championship.
Will be a shell of self.
Okay.
He was last year in Tampa.
Yeah, he is. Julio's not that guy out.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.